Hey everyone, welcome back to another episode of Chasing Optimum. I'm going to do a part 2. That's why I'm doing this so close together to the other one. Morning, Jackson.
Good morning.
Morning. This is partly we're doing part 2 because last one you were in a bit of a bad mood.
Yeah, woke up on the wrong side of the bed.
Yep, and you were just not engaged at all, and it was a bit like energetically distracting.
Yep.
And the other part is there's a lot more to what I was saying on the last one about gut health made easy, because it's a very complicated topic, but it's also simple at the same time. And on this one, I want to talk about foods, like what food you can eat, how you get started on it. And you had some questions, Jackson, about even as a younger person and things. So maybe we'll start on the steps first.
Yep.
So with gut health, as I said on the last one, you've got to make a decision to want to follow this, but I think everyone needs to be aware of it. If you're not firing on all cylinders, so energy is a big thing, and when you've got a lot of energy, you just want to perform. You want to do really well. Like you actually feel compelled, like you feel drawn to do well. If you're lethargic, sluggish, stressed, overwhelmed, we all overwhelmed at different times, but the more energy you have, the less stress you feel. But when you've got the weight of the world on your shoulders and you're like trying to run through each day, I know what that feels like, trying to get through each day, running on vapors, putting a smiley face on, pretending that you're all right, and you're really not inside. Like I know what that feels like. Bringing you up, Jackson, was one of the things.
Yeah, I'm sure.
And there's all these different stages in life. But I got to probably mid 40s and I realized I had to change. There's more to it. And it's not, yes, I had to change, but I sort of felt like, hey, I think there's more to this taking care of your body thing. I thought eating healthy was literally eating lean. So I thought eating healthy was rice, broccoli, and chicken. That's what I thought. And I mentioned this on the last podcast, and I don't want to repeat myself. I just want to tap into that part. You can only do what you know. But when I got to, it's 43, 44, 45, I just felt I had to, there's more to this. The body isn't a phenomenal machine, and it will only do it'll only be as you treat it. So as you take care of it, it'll look like that. How you feel is a direct reflection of what you're doing to it. So energy is an output, but you've got to input different things and treat it in a certain way to have the output that you need. No different than a phone. You can't have unlimited battery power. You've got to charge it. So the input is electricity and then the charger, and then you have a full battery and then you go for the day. Same as with us. So food is the number one thing. Tommy was just here this morning dropping off my monthly deliveries.
Oh, was he here?
Yeah,
I
he
missed
was here
him.
this
Damn
morning.
it.
And I was talking to him about stuff. We just walked on the driveway for an hour. About an hour, pushing Summer around in a car. And we were talking about health and things and people and all these different stuff. And I really liked Tommy. He was telling me about the professors he's trained under, the PhD that he did. He actually did it on Alzheimer's and cancer, I think. And he was talking about how everything is underpinned by food. Everything. Disease, health, energy, everything. So I have a limited knowledge, but the knowledge that I have, I've used it. So I'm sort of just sharing where I'm up to. He has a researched and practical. So he's very researched, and he's like to have a PhD, that's like a doctorate. You basically write a book about a topic, and then you get it approved by professors. It becomes a PhD, becomes a paper that they can use as a study point. Very hard to do. Not many people have PhDs. And he said they take about 6 years to do. So I said to him, it just sounds like everything that you talk about comes back to your food. He goes, it does. That's everything, because that feeds the motherboard in your stomach. Your stomach basically is the center point for the health of the rest of your body. And we were talking about my inflammation. So I used to have really quite bad inflammation, and now my inflammation is almost zero. It's not zero, it'll never be zero, but it's like 0.7. So it's very low. And we were talking about how that happened. And he was talking about alkaline foods. And I said to him, so everything I eat, is that basically an alkaline food? He says, everything you eat is. So pretty much everything is an alkaline food. So there's acidic and alkaline. And when people eat, and he was saying when people have quite an acidic diet, that causes inflammation, which causes diseases a lot of the time. Now, I'm not a doctor. I'm not pretending to be. I'm just talking about my own path that I've learned. And I can tell you I'm a way different person now after 5 years of this, or with Tommy about 2 years, and then with Mick about 5 or 6 years, and Mick the Podman. And I just want to talk about the food that I'm eating.
With acidic and alkaline though, because like when you say it, me having no idea about any of it, when you say acidic, in my head I think like lemon, like acidic foods. Is that what it is? Like acidic and alkaline?
I think acidic is like, well, maybe just say like foods which create. Let's ring Tommy.
Oh yeah,
and I don't like saying anything that I don't know about properly.
Yeah, I was just thinking maybe people would want to.
Let's ring Tommy and just say, let's get his call Tommy Nutrition. So you might be able to hear Summer in the background. So she's yelling, and she's going for it. So let's talk about alkaline, because I know that because I'm living it. So the foods that I eat every day until Tommy rings back. So basically I eat 2 meals a day, and I think a lot of it is having your body rest at the same time. So my last meal, here's Tommy's now. It's very efficient on the phone. T-Man.
Hey, buddy. How are you? All right?
Good. I'm in the middle of a podcast right now, and Jackson just asked a question, and I don't want to say anything that's not correct.
Yeah, go ahead.
So we were talking about alkaline food and acidic food, and Jackson actually said, what food is acidic? And you're on record.
Yeah, that's easy. Every food that comes from animal is acidic, which is all your meat, all your eggs, all your fish, all the chicken. They're acidic food base. So as all your whites, all your sweets, all your processed food, that's all acidic. But you see coffee, alcohol, tea, all of them is also acidic. And then alkaline is the reverse. So all your veggies, your fruits, your nuts and seeds and your beans, they are alkalizing.
Thank you. Thank you very much. Bye. I was actually going to say meats, and I didn't want to say it because I was like, and meats and processed foods, but I didn't want to say it in case it was wrong. Well, it's basically everything that I don't eat, and that's what I want to talk about today as well, what I don't eat. But what I do eat today, and my body is changing like completely, and it has changed, and you can feel it. My energy is so different than it was. I used to have naps in the day, 1 or 2 naps in the day.
When we're driving
all the time.
Yeah.
You're with me. I'd pull over on the side of the road and just have naps. I'd go for the Bondi Bronte walk, and I literally couldn't drive home because I'd be falling asleep at the wheel. I just had my battery, you know, when the phone battery runs, it's limited, you know, and it starts not working properly.
You're on low power mode.
Low power. But, you know, when you go to charge it and it used to wreck, you know, like it wouldn't charge properly. That's how my body was. So today, let's just talk about a sample meal. My meals don't change too much. So I don't eat from 6 o'clock at night. You can go after a little bit if you can't physically do it. So from ideally 6 o'clock at night, and I don't eat until 10:30. This is not exactly correct because I'll tell you in a second. Until 10:30, 11 o'clock, I have one of Tommy's green protein shakes, which is all organic, handmade, beautiful. No emulsifiers, no thickeners, no flavors, no nothing. Green shake. And then at 12:30, 1 o'clock, I have my first proper meal, which is lettuce. It's whatever's in season. So lettuce, capsicum, red onion, garlic, ginger, all raw, cucumber, zucchini, tomato, mushrooms, parsley, basil, seeds, activated seeds, pumpkin seeds, sunflower seeds, activated nuts, which is mixed nuts, walnuts, Brazil nuts, and Tommy makes those for me. And then I have organic red beans, organic black beans, olive oil, hemp oil, avocado oil, Celtic salt. And if avocados are in season, I'll have that, organic ones only, lemon juice on top, and rice, organic basmati rice and quinoa, and sweet potato. That's what I have in that meal. And that can vary a little bit depending what foods are available. I'll put strawberries on and things I love when strawberries are in season. I buy so many of them from the farmers. And I buy all that produce from the local farm, 90% of it, which Jaxson picks up for me. Today's delivery day. So I made a decision to only buy from local farms, and then if they don't have them, I buy the rest from Harris Farm organic section. I don't shop in the other shops. And dinner is exactly the same as that, but with no carbs. And then I'll have fish or eggs. Oh, sorry, on the lunch one, I have 4 eggs as well. But on the night one, I'll have 2 eggs and fish, or I'll have just fish. And it's a bit smaller, not completely, just not heaps, but a bit smaller. They're the 2 meals that I have. But I do eat pods. So pods are a superfood with about 20 plus ingredients, all plant-based, algae, mixed sources, things from all over the world. Organic cacao from Colombia, I think it is. Not Coke, not the same what you get, Jaxson. But pods. I'll have 4 pods a day minimum. Try to have 5 or 6. They're 208 calories each. So I've got to sort of maneuver my calories, and then I'll have a gainer shake, which is Tommy's gainer shake after training, and that's a protein shake with absolutely no additives. And then what else is there? I'll have a celery juice, ginger and carrot in the mornings. And then that's it. That's pretty much all I eat every day. I don't snack much. Sometimes Tommy will make us as a treat like a snack that he brings as a gift, and I'll eat those, and they're amazing, and I'll eat those usually in a day or 2 and then they're gone. But I don't eat outside of that. And I drink water all day, and if I have to eat out, which I really try not to do because it's cooked in seed oils, there's all sorts of stuff. I don't know if the place is clean. I feel it. So if I eat out and I'll eat a fish from somewhere, I sort of get the runs sometimes, or just don't feel as good. And I'll try and eat limited when I go out, like just a meal, small meal, and then I'll eat again when I get home. So I'll either eat before or after, depends on what. If it's lunch, I'll eat after. If it's dinner, I'll eat before I go. So I'm not that hungry. And that's it. So what's that has done is has brought down my inflammation. It's basically made all of my readings, my iron is back. You know, I take supplements as well. I take about 20 or 30 different vitamin supplements. But those supplements are Tommy prescribed. So when I get my blood tests done every 4 months or so, he takes those blood tests and then he matches all of my supplementation and my food change. So he might say, eat this, and change my food a little bit. So I didn't make those plates up. They're on a detailed meal plan that Tommy's given me. And I really do suggest that you consult with someone who knows what they're doing. You can just eat, and I'm going to talk about a very basic way to start. And I did start very basically. But once you get into this, you really need someone guiding you, because there's no point taking vitamin B if you don't need it. There's no, vitamin C and all these different things. If your body doesn't need something, you don't need to supplement it. That's what I've learnt I used to take multiple multivitamins and all these sorts of things, zinc and vitamin D. Before I met these guys, someone said to me, take vitamin D, and they used to sell it. And I don't know if you remember when we lived in Grove Road, 10,000 IU per tablet. So I used to take like 6 and 8 or 10 of them a day. When I went and got my appendix out, I think it was around then, one of the blood tests around then, I was so high in vitamin D that it was actually a problem. Yeah. But I had no idea. Someone just said to me, oh, you should take vitamin D. But they didn't know how much I should be taking or anything. All of the supplements I take are specifically for my body now. So that's why I jump out of bed with a full battery and complete energy. Even if I'm feeling a bit off now, it's only a little bit. It's just a little bit, because I'm not walking outside of the path that's going to pretty much guarantee me full energy, feeling great. And that's what I want. That's what Chasing Optimum is about. It's how good can I get this life, this energy source that we have access to. If you're not feeling great, that's your issue. The guy over here who is living a different way, he's got full access to that energy, but you do too. It's whether you want to align yourself to it or not, because the energy is running, and that's the way I see it, the energy is running through everything. So you know what it feels like to feel great, Jack?
Yeah.
Yeah? How does it feel? Describe it.
Like everything's just kind of clicking in. Like when you jump in the car and like you play your favorite music and you like belt it out and everything just feels like it's going with the flow sort of thing. That's what great feels like. So everything's just working perfectly sort of thing.
Like works in alignment.
Yeah.
You said it well. You know why? Because you've aligned yourself to the energy that's available for everybody. That's what I've worked out. And it's not that I'm extra special for working that out. It's actually just one day I realized I don't want to feel crap anymore. I don't want to feel like I've got nothing left to give. And I did. I really did. And I was like, cortisol is a big problem. You've got to manage cortisol. Cortisol is like a stress hormone. And when I went to the doctor years ago, he said, your cortisol is so high and you've got no testosterone, 0. Because I had no sex drive and I just wasn't feeling good. He goes, I'm surprised you're still standing up. Now, if I kept running, I sort of instinctively knew that, but I didn't know what all that was. If I kept going, tell me where that would have ended up.
You'd be dead probably.
Yeah, that's where disease comes from. That's how people get sick, because they're not happy, they've got nothing left to give, and they're expected to push every day. Push. The stresses of life. Doesn't mean life is not stressful, but when you're taking care of yourself, you've got this big reserve of energy that you can give. Do you know what I mean? And I made a decision to change. You had a question about food, Jack.
Oh, it wasn't more of a question. It wasn't really a question. It was more like over the last weekend or so, like from the last weekend to this one, like all I did was just eat crap, like didn't train, like went to bed late, it's fully taken a toll on my body. Like I'm breaking out in pimples. I've got like ulcers on my tongue, in my cheek. I can't eat properly. Like you literally feel so bad. Like you don't want to start training again. You don't want to, like I've stopped going to the beach, walking the dogs. And the only thing I can tie that to is because I didn't go out or anything on the weekend, or I can only tie that to how I've eaten, because my diet's just completely switched and gone bad, and everything else has gone bad sort of thing. Not bad, but it's just like you can see.
Everything flows from that.
Yeah, you can see things changing in your body and how you look and how you act towards other people, and I just thought that was interesting.
So let's go back to what we said before. On the last actual podcast just before this one, you got a motherboard.
Yeah. How
did you treat your motherboard?
Terribly.
You actually, it's this amazing electricity circuit. Amazing. That's your brain. I know we've got a brain, but it's actually the brain of your body, I reckon. So if that is treated right and nurtured and taken care of, the circuitry's phenomenal. You've just sprayed water all over it and expected the electric circuit board to be like working properly, and you're like, it's like putting water on your computer. Yeah. You're going, why is it not working properly?
Well, you saw how I was yesterday morning. Woke up. I literally woke up and come over here and shot, and I couldn't even, like, you were saying things to me and like they weren't even going in my brain sort of thing. I was kind of just like here.
Yeah.
Do you reckon that's just because of diet or sleep as well?
Brain fog, disconnection. You're not aligned.
Yeah.
It's all about alignment, Jack. But the way to get aligned is to have your body working in sync. You know, it's why I go get 2 remedial massages a week. It's why I don't skip my meals now, because I can see that fuel is going to fuel my body to like the level I want it to be. So when I'm dealing with someone, I'm present, I'm connected. My energy they're feeling my energy because I'm earning that space. And it's a commitment. It is, but you've got to know what to do. So let's go back to starting. If people are listening to this thinking, I need to make a change, because what you've experienced, Jack, is your body processing rubbish. It's just sluggish.
Yeah.
Your body is a processing manufacturing plant. That's what it is. You put something in, you eat a cheesecake, it goes into your stomach, your body actually tries to find some nutrients, all the good bacteria, the garden, can't find any. So it's like trying to sift through all this rubbish, and it's like, this is not really feeling that great, and your body's trying to work through it, push out the rubbish, which is most of it, take out any good bits, push, trying to get it out. It's like there's nothing good in there. But if you feed it something that it loves, that's great for it, it's going to make it like light up. It's just going to push it through your whole body. It's going to make the motors in your body run even faster. It's like the best super fuel you could give. It's like a Formula One race car. You can't put anything else in it apart from racing fuel. You can't put E10 in there and expect it to be as fast as the other cars. Those cars are finely tuned machines. Our bodies are 100 times that. Our bodies are magnificent. You know? It's all working in sync together. So what I was saying before, that's why I get 2 massages. That's why I only eat this food now. That's why I hydrate regularly. It's all of this sleep. Do you think I not want to do other things, like just lounge around and do nothing? Of course, but nothing good comes from it, in my view. So if I eat a chocolate eclair with cream in it, I look at it and go, I would never eat one now, but I look at it and go, well, I've got to process that. How am I going to feel after it? That's how I see it now. What's it going to do? Give me 5 minutes of flavour and 2 days or a day of processing pain. Alcohol, same thing. It's not that I don't like being drunk. It's fun for 5 minutes, but it's a poison and it kills stomach bacteria and your body's got to process it and it creates toxic gases in your stomach. That's why you feel so yuck after it. It swells your brain, as I've learned. It dehydrates you. How many times have you gone to bed after a few drinks and got up and drunk a litre of water in the middle of the night?
A lot, yeah.
A lot, because it's dehydrating your body. Your body's got to process that. It's just not worth it. And I know people say, oh, yeah, but I want to have fun. Great, have fun, but feel crap. I put the fun feeling with feeling good now. Like, I like waking up and being like, let's do this thing. Like, let's do it. And your whole life will run off of that. If you're in a bit of a slump at the moment, start with that there. Look at what you're eating and see, well, can I make some changes, just small changes? And it doesn't have to be huge. It could be, do you want to start taking the pods? Or just eat colours. Or just eat organic, just that. Just eat organic and make your plate as colourful as the rainbow as you can. Just start there. That's where I started. 4 colours. I don't know if you remember.
I do.
4 colours. And I used to put a post up, 4 colours. You know, but look at where this chasing optimum thing has gone. It's gone from 30 minutes on a treadmill 8 years ago, 7 years ago or something. And I made a small shift. I didn't go and try and be Mr. Olympia. I didn't go and try and do this. Nothing. I just got on a treadmill because I had no time, no energy, no nothing, but I could do that. Just walking on a treadmill. And then it led to something else. So if you want to make some change and you know that you're pretty much eating rubbish, like sausage rolls, pies, all these sorts of things, great. Like if you really want one, eat one, but realise there's a processing cost to pay. And you've got to choose energy or pleasure. They're the 2 things. When you've eaten, like, say, takeaway food from a drive-through, do you feel good when you first bite into that hamburger?
Yeah.
Yeah, you do, don't you? Yum, yum, yum. But then how do you feel 2 hours later?
Oh, terrible. You see the rubbish in your car and you smell it still and, yeah, you feel gross.
And you feel like, oh, shouldn't have had that. How many times you said shouldn't have had that after that? Chocolate.
Yeah.
Chocolate's a classic.
Yeah.
You know, start eating 2. I just have one row. You eat half a block and you're like, oh, I shouldn't have done that.
Yeah.
You sort of know you shouldn't, but you do because it's that flavour, that pleasure of flavour. I just don't do the flavour anymore.
You'll probably disagree with what I'm about to say, but like since moving out with Liv, like when we first moved in, our dinners were just like literally like sausage rolls, pies, like heat up whatever. But recently we've been really trying with dinner. It's a lot different to yours. It's not as healthy, but we'll get like chicken, make our own salad, like nice big salad with like feta cheese and whatever. And I've noticed even that, like you feel better the next day if you're eating like a decent dinner. And it's not like all this crazy stuff. It's just like a chicken from Coles. We cook ourselves and marinate ourselves and like it's an actual meal. And I feel like a lot of people, especially my age, just kind of eat takeaway or just something nice and easy and whatever. Like I'll just heat it up in the oven, but it makes you feel so bad.
It's a process, Jack. Like it is, I think that's good what you're doing. And then you might go, oh, what else can I do? And the only reason I don't eat meat is because of the digestive process of it. I don't like how it potentially sounds. It's not because I don't like chicken or...
You ate chicken and beef
for years.
For years, yeah.
And I used to love it because, and yeah, it's I like it. But the processing of red meat especially takes so long. And as Tommy said, this is not me just making it up. It's like Tommy was saying, it's like 86 hours to digest a piece of meat, but also can stick to your colon wall, And when I got some of my bowel taken out because of the problem of digestion, and my appendix was so swollen, my appendix was huge, I was like, I think I need to make some changes here with that. That's why I've stopped eating meat. And I really like it because it just works so much better now. I used to have irritable bowel syndrome as well. Again, wouldn't go away. So it was like all these things that I was like, I just don't think meat, and I'd eat meat and then at night, and then the next day I just never felt as energized. I felt like a bit heavy, and I knew it. So I think my digestive system was working like hard, because you'd always eat it at night, before you go to bed. And I think I was like working extra hard to process it, and I just instinctively knew it. So when Tommy told me about it, and I'm not a vegan or anything, but I just felt it was maybe not a fit for where I wanted to go, and it's been true. Like my digestive system is amazing now. Resting it, eating the right things. It's like the foods that I eat, it can work through it a lot quicker, and you can feel it.
I just think it's off-putting for some people seeing the level of not off-putting as in it's bad, but off-putting as in they wouldn't want to start in it because they see how regimented it is and all how like the video we just did with the night routine. I think a lot of people would see that and go, oh, I could never do all that. But I feel like if people just changed a little bit, like just like what I said, dinner, or like start walking like you would say, and then because I think they think you started so regimented and it wasn't a gradual build up into this very regimented night routine. Where do you think people could start and to see a small improvement if they are feeling sluggish or feeling this? What would you say to someone, to me, for instance, not sleeping well? What would you tell me to do, just one thing that I would see progress in I don't know, a couple of weeks? Or
I think that's a really good question. Let's go both sides of that. What not to do and what to do. I reckon what not to do is drink alcohol, gluten, and dairy. They're the three things I would cut out tomorrow. All of them just aren't great for you. And then what to do is sleep on time. It's not always practical. Sleep on time. Don't eat after 6 if you can. Sun is a big thing. I don't know if everyone can get 20 minutes of sun, but it's a game changer. And walk after dinner for 20 minutes. That's it. If you just started there. If that, obviously the organic food and things, try that, but just don't change too much. But if they could just do those small things every day as much as possible, you would change and you'd see some big changes. Give it a week, 2, 3, and it would teach you a certain amount of discipline as well. And then you would add the next thing. Even last night, I didn't want to do driveway walking because I got home quite late. Or when I say late, I had too much stuff on, but I still did it in the night out there, and I did 15 minutes. You get to this point where you almost have to do it because your sleep's not going to be as good if you don't. It's to bring your blood sugar down. I'm not doing cardio to get leg veins or something. I'm doing it to get my blood sugar down, and it unblocks the sink. So what it does is actually makes you go do number 2. So you do that before you go to bed, so you've got less in your stomach. It's really good to do. It's good for your mind as well. Starts to relax you. I would just do that. So as we end this, Jack, can we just talk about what not to eat?
Yeah. Sure.
Yeah, what I cut out. So what I would never eat again is I would never eat dairy, as I mentioned. I would never eat gluten. I would never eat bread of any sort. I would never eat sugar.
But is this, sorry to jump in, but you know how you say everything is dialed in by Tommy? It's just, is that just for you? Only because your body wouldn't take gluten and all that kind of stuff and other people's would? Or?
Oh, I don't think so. I think it's for everyone.
Yeah, I was just curious.
They want to.
Yeah.
We're talking about where I'm up to now.
Right. Sorry.
So I was eating sourdough. I was eating paleo bread. I went from normal bread and oats and things to paleo bread. And that was a big move for me. And then I stayed on that for a while. But now I'm at the stage where Tommy said, no bread. at all. And this is why it's good to have someone guiding you, like a coach of some sort in nutrition, and coaches are good in all areas. So what was I up to? And then I had bread, sugar. Yeah, so no sugar at all. That's why I don't snack, nothing. And then what else? So carbs at night, cut them out completely, like you got to, because they really wreck your sleep. Commercial, I wouldn't. Protein shakes with rubbish in them, I'd really check the stuff. Like they're just not great for you from what I can see. Any sort of snacking that is anything that can sit in a packet or can sit on a shelf, don't touch it, because it can sit there for a reason. Anything organic, it's like off in 2 or 3 days. So it takes more effort to do this, and you got to sort of like prepare your food, and it might sound like, oh, what are you supposed to eat? Nothing. But there's actually like a lot of choice, but you got to be careful when you go places. And I wouldn't eat conveniently. You know, I'll put brackets around that. The worst convenient food that I would eat, or the only one, is a vegetarian burrito bowl from Guzman. If I was on the run and I was starving, I'll choose that over nothing. So if I forgot to take my lunch and I would get a Guzman one with no sauce, no nothing, just vegetables, rice and beans. That's it. No chips and those sort of things. And I think that's it. Like, there's a lot to say no to, but once you get into this lifestyle and you feel the benefits of it, you look at food differently. You look at food as performance, not for pleasure. And you actually end up finding pleasure in the food that's good for you, and you feel so satisfied. So I don't need other food now. Like, I don't really get hungry. The pods fill in a bit of gaps, you know, like they do. And the pods we'll do a whole podcast on that. But the pods are like, it's like a missing piece of the puzzle for nutrition or for food for me. Otherwise, I wouldn't quite be enough calories. I probably need to eat 3 times, but I like giving my digestion a break now. So, the no list is just as important as the yes list. But I felt like I needed to do this podcast so people can get on this. So at dinner as well, just remember proteins, greens and fats, the good fats. That's all your dinner needs to be. You choose what it should be. If you get into this rhythm, your body will change, your energy will change, you'll see food differently. I think you'll start to make different choices and you'll just feel better all around.